Welcome to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan, where we're going to cast and blast you right out of this world with some of the best hunting and fishing stories that you can't even imagine. Welcome to Fish Hunt Radio. This is John Hennigan and our host, as usual, the old pro. Well, I mean, it doesn't say old, Frank. I didn't mean that. Just means that you've been doing it for a while. Frank Selby from His and Her Fly Shop.
Yeah,
Frank, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about today. We've got some great guests.
We do, yeah. Mostly thanks to you, but as usual, done a bang-up job. And, you know, the whole point of the program is, you know, it's not some good old boy talking about bass fishing. Yeah, we get some of that. But what we're looking to do, first of all, is be entertaining and then educational. We want people to learn about places they've maybe never even heard of or places that they've dreamed of, and give them the opportunity to find out what's going on in the world of fishing and hunting. That's what we try and do.
We do a pretty good job of that. Once in a while we get off track, but that's always normal on any show.
Yeah, well,
we've got really good guests. Do you want to introduce them, or do you want Mark to introduce them?
Well, I want you. No, Mark will take care of it.
Okay, guys.
Good. Mark's getting good, getting better.
Yeah, real better.
Up first, we're going to talk to Chris Wells from Mile High Angler up in Colorado. Then we've got Chris Witt from Rippin' Who Lures. I mean, he's the genius behind that thing. And we got Drew Hay from Montana. He's the guy behind Gallatin River Guide. So it's going to be a super good show.
Right. Yeah. You know, and along the way, if we can get some tips on, you know, how to be more successful, that's what we want to do.
Okay, I got one thing to thank. I want to thank the oldest World War II veteran. He just turned 111 this September.
Wow.
He's a Virgo. Thank you for your service. I know you're not listening to me today, but sit in that leather chair and just think about all the good times all the vets have.
Yeah, that was a great generation.
That is the greatest generation. Guys, we're coming back with our show. We got our first break coming up. This is Fish Hunt Talk Radio. Stay with us.
It's time for you to take a real fun adventure. Join a hosted fishing adventure to Alaska or Baja with the staff of Fish Talk Radio. Real Fun Adventures can book you on any adventure you desire. Bring your fishing friends or meet new ones. Fish Talk Radio gets the best deals from our sponsors to give you the best possible price. Real Fun trips are inclusive, easy, no-worry packages to the most popular fish grounds. Trips start around $600. Go to REELfunadventures.com.
If you are still using a plastic hard-shell cooler, things have changed for the better. AO coolers are lighter with twice the efficiency of the traditional bulky coolers. AO coolers are the best available soft-sided cooler with 3/4-inch high-density closed-cell foam insulation. They will keep ice frozen for 24 hours in hot weather. Easy to carry, less space, it fits product inside for better performance. Go to aocoolers.com to order or find a retailer. Available at West Marine.
We have something new and exciting for all fishermen and fisherwomen, from 5 to 12-year-old boys and girls to teenagers and adults. Join the Unreal Fish Tales Fresh and Saltwater Fishing Club to get an amazing 50% discount on all Unreal rods and reels, 40% discount on all apparel, and 30% discount on all Unreal mounts. This monthly Fresh and Saltwater video contest has a cash prize up to $2,500. Members who join our Unreal Fish Tales Club anytime this holiday season will receive a free Unreal Fish Tales shirt or hat of their choice. Go to our website at unrealfishtales.com to join. It's unreal.
Fish have tails. Do you have an Unreal Fish Tale to share? Unreal Fish Tales wants to post it. Go to unrealfishtales.com. Real is spelled with a double E. Join the club and win big money with your short videos. No matter what, you win with half price on all quality reels and rods, plus huge discounts and accessories. Perfect gift for anglers. Check out the website now at unrealfishtales.com. HisandHerFly.com.
A full-service fly shop. His and Her Fly Fishing offers FFI certified international fly fishing instructor and guide service with Frank Selby. Listen to Frank as host of FishHuntTalkRadio.com or listen live Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on Sirius XM Radio Channel 211. Custom flies are handmade to your order in-house in Newport Beach. Fishing in Mexico, Belize, Florida, or the Rockies, Frank and the staff will deliver exactly what you need. Flies and gear. Google His and Her Fly Fishing.
Vagabundos Del Mar Boat and Travel Club has 42 years experience introducing RVers to the joys of Mexico. Specializing in Baja, Vagabundos leads caravans and sponsors fishing tournaments, trailer boat cruises, and weekend getaways in Mexico and the West. Vagabundos Del Mar also saves its 10,000 members tons of money on low-cost auto insurance. Stay up to date on Mexican travel with the printed newsletter online at vagabundos.com or call 800-474-BAJA.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan, and of course our host, the man himself, Frank Selby from His and Her Fly Shop, who's very worldwide known angler, guide, fly fishing is his passion. But anyway, Frank, why don't you go ahead and introduce our first guest?
Okay, we got Chris from Mile High Anglers. Chris, how about throwing out all your information, and then we'll start throwing questions back and forth.
You guys are breaking up a little bit.
We need to get your contact information, first of all.
Yeah, so my name is Captain Chris Wells, and I'm the owner of two guide services, one in Colorado, Mile High Angler.
I'm sorry, what guide services? What is the name of your company?
Yes, sir. I have two guide services. One is called Mile High Angler. That's the Denver, Colorado-based guide service.
Right.
And the website is trouttrips.com.
That's good.
And the other guide service is down in the Florida Keys for bonefish, tarpon, and permit, and that website is tailingcharters.com.
Ailing or sailing?
Okay, Chris. First thing I want to ask you, what's the best time of the year, which is now, I'm pretty sure, to come and fish with you, and what rivers do you fish on?
Well, the best time of year is the time of year that you're here fishing with me. Just kidding. No,
that's the best time. Go ahead.
We fish year-round here in Colorado. Depending on kind of what you're looking for, March through end of October is kind of our prime trout season. We've got runoff, of course, in the months of May and June, but we fish year-round out here in Colorado, so it's always a good time to be out here.
And this week, are you pretty well booked, or you still got an opening or two?
This weekend and the rest, this week's pretty much over. Today's my day off. I'm back on the river all weekend through the rest of this next week. I do have some holes in my calendar through the fall, so definitely hoping to fill those, but we've been pretty busy.
Yeah. So what is your favorite river to guide on in Colorado?
That's a tough one. I would have to say probably the Colorado and the Williams Fork are my two favorite public waters to guide on. The South Platte is also fantastic. We have so much fishable water in Colorado, it's hard to say there's one that's better than another, but the Colorado and Williams Fork in particular, just because I grew up fishing them as a little boy with my dad.
Yeah. So you've been fishing that for 1 or 2 years.
Just a few.
But I love the Colorado, and I also love the South Platte. I used to like to go to Deckers all the time. If you've been around there, and then go up and fish the landlocked salmon.
Yep. So I fished Deckers all the way up through Cheeseman Canyon. The salmon on the South Platte come out of 11 Mile Reservoir. They come up into the Dream Stream, which is a 3-mile stretch of water in between Spinney Mountain and 11 Mile Reservoirs. There are some kokanee in Cheeseman Reservoir, but there's no fishing allowed up there.
This is a real, not a general. What's it run for 2 clients to go out with you?
So full day for 2 guests is $595 for public water, and if somebody opts to do private water, then there are private water fees in addition to the guide fees.
Do you remember what client you had or client that you had the most fun? I know there's a lot, but there's just one that always sticks in your mind.
Oh, I've fished with so many people over the years. I mean, some of the most fun days can be actually with women and beginner anglers. Sometimes they're super bubbly and giggly, and we have a lot of fun on the river. I've got some pretty good characters that I fish with down in the Florida Keys. Some of my regulars that it's just every day is just full of jokes and tons of fun. But I think all my guests are special to me, whether they're a beginner or a long-time return clientele. I love them all.
Yeah. Well, if you love what you do, you never do a day's work in your life.
That's the idea.
Yeah. Me and you're the same way on that. When usually right after the first snowfall back there, you can pick up some pretty good-sized browns in a couple of the rivers.
Yes, sir. So we just had a snowstorm come through and a big front come through this last Monday night into Tuesday. I actually changed my trip from Tuesday to Wednesday because the weather was going to be so bad. And Wednesday, I had actually one of the best days, if not my best day of dry fly fishing this season. And I was on the upper Colorado. The browns up there are starting to get colored up. We're just a little on the early side for the spawn, but we're really close. And the fishing should just continue to get better, and the brown trout are going to get more and more beautiful every day.
Ooh. Well, I'm ready. I could be there next week after next. John will have to do the show.
All right.
No, this fall, towards the end of the fall, I'd like to get back and fish with you at least 1 or 2 days. See some of my buddies in Colorado and out at a couple places there. But I'd like to book you one day, and off the air I'll call you and set up a date. That sounds all right to you, Chris. You can look on your calendar and see what day you got. I'm flexible. Except on Fridays, the big boss would kill me if I wasn't at the show.
No problem. It'd be a pleasure to fish with you.
John, you have any questions you'd like to ask him?
No, it's me. What are the first couple things you think of when you hear Colorado? And there's got to be more fish and fishermen per square mile than any place in the world.
Yeah, we do have quite a few people that like to fish out here, especially this year being, the COVID year. I think more people have probably stepped outside into a river than ever before. But I think, the beautiful thing about what we do as guides is we're teaching how to approach rivers, how to approach rivers that are heavily pressured, and how to approach other anglers when we're dealing with the general public, and teaching etiquette, because our rivers are being more and more crowded every day, or are getting more and more crowded every day. But I think if we all, display the proper etiquette, there's plenty of room for everybody.
Well, I've got hopefully a quick question for you. Most water has fish in it, and you got a river that's, got a bunch of fish in it, but they're not everywhere. You can't just throw a line in the water everywhere. How do you know where to put your line in the water?
That's a great question. So, over the years, I've kind of come to figure out that 90% of the trout are in about 10% of the water. And where the fish are going to be in the river is going to depend on multiple variables, whether it's time of year, water temperatures, whether bugs are hatching currently or not. So having a general overall knowledge of the river, the structure that's in the river, the time of year, the water temp, the bug hatches, allows you to target certain areas. And that's one of the beauties of of having that knowledge is that you can go to a river when it's really crowded and you can still do well and catch fish because most of the anglers are not fishing the right types of water. They might catch a fish or two, but they're not fishing the higher concentrated areas where there's the most amount of trout.
What about sight fishing?
That's why you always, if you're going to new water, you should always hire a guide for a half day or a full day. Learn the water from the guide. The guide's been fishing that water for years, 90% of them.
That's exactly right, Frank, and that's why you want to get a guide, and you want to get Chris Wells from Mile High Angler. TroutTrips.com is the website, TroutTrips.com. We are coming back on Fish Hunt Talk Radio.
The East Cape of Baja, Mexico is world famous for sport fishing. Dorado, tuna, wahoo, marlin, sailfish, roosterfish, and pargo. The Van Wormer resorts make dreams come true at a price all can afford. Hotel Palmas de Cortez, Playa del Sol, and Hotel Punta Colorado have the biggest and best sport fishing fleet in all of Mexico. Call toll-free to 877-777-TUNA to find out how affordable world-class fishing can be. The finest resorts and the best boats in East Cape. Call 877-777-TUNA.
Vagabundos Del Mar Boat and Travel Club has 42 years experience introducing RVers to the joys of Mexico. Specializing in Baja, Vagabundos leads caravans and sponsors fishing tournaments, trailer boat cruises, and weekend getaways in Mexico and the West. Vagabundos Del Mar also saves its 10,000 members tons of money on low-cost auto insurance. Stay up to date on Mexican travel with the printed newsletter online at vagabundos.com or call 800-474-BAJA.
We have something new and exciting for all fishermen and fisherwomen, from 5 to 12-year-old boys and girls to teenagers and adults. Join the Unreal Fish Sales Fresh and Saltwater Fishing Club to get an amazing 50% discount on all Unreal rods and reels, 40% discount on all apparel, and 30% discount on all Unreal mounts. This monthly Fresh and Saltwater video contest has a cash prize up to $2,500. Members who join our Unreal Fish Sales Club anytime this holiday season will receive a free Unreal Fish Tales shirt or hat of their choice. Go to our website at unrealfishtails.com to join. It's unreal.
Fish have tails. Do you have an Unreal Fish Tale to share? Unreal Fish Tales wants to post it. Go to unrealfishtails.com. Real is spelled with a double E. Join the club and win big money with your short videos. No matter what, you win with half price on all quality reels and rods, plus huge discounts and accessories. Perfect gift for anglers. Check out the website now at unrealfishtails.com.
A full-service fly shop, His and Her Fly Fishing, offers FFI certified international fly fishing instructor and guide service with Frank Selby. Listen to Frank as host of FishHuntTalkRadio.com or listen live Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on Sirius XM Radio Channel 211. Custom flies are handmade to your order in-house in Newport Beach. Fishing in Mexico, Belize, Florida, or the Rockies, Frank and the staff will deliver exactly what you need. Flies and gear. Google His and Her Fly Fishing.
It's time for you to take a real fun adventure. Join a hosted fishing adventure to Alaska or Baja with the staff of Fish Talk Radio. Real Fun Adventures can book you on any adventure you desire. Bring your fishing friends or meet new ones. Fish Talk Radio gets the best deals from our sponsors to give you the best possible price. Real Fun trips are inclusive, easy, no-worry packages to the most popular fish grounds. Trips start around $600. Go to REELFunadventures.com.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan, and of course we have our host Frank Selby on the line with us. He's going to be learning all about and do different type of a fish attractor. We have Chris Witt, who is the inventor, manufacturer, and the brains behind this very interesting product, and I know that it works. I have personal testimony from a good friend of mine that wants exclusivity on it. But we're going to find out what it's about. So, Chris, first of all, give us an idea about what it is that you're producing.
what I went for when I wanted to get into bill fishing, which is, since I was a kid, when I finally got to where I was bill fishing and had positioned myself in the country to do that, I started watching what people were using, and everybody was concentrating on lures, and they would throw out what they would call teasers, and I was a novice, didn't really know, and we weren't getting any action, and I was spending money, and we weren't catching fish. So I went back to my fishing buddy's fish house, and I just started thinking. I said, well, okay, what is it that attracts fish? Okay, to me, it's bait. It's, panic bait. And so I didn't want to be a part of the lure industry. I wanted to be the product that can get the fish to the lure spread the fastest, from the furthest away, and from the deepest. And we've done that with Rip and Who teasers. There are two different varieties of the teasers. This teaser I took it from an old idea, modified everything, beefed all the connections up to where they are as stout as they can be for this rough water fishing when necessary. We've been involved in tournament wins all around the world. We're in 23 countries, every coastal state of the United States. And just sent out 2 Hellraiser teasers, which is the secondary slow troll and deep drop teaser that I make, which is the one that you got, John, before.
Well, tell us about the equipment itself and how that's been developed.
I came from growing up fishing for salmon, and we use what they call Dodgers, made by Lure Jensen Company in Oregon. So I took, when I realized, that I didn't like what they were using for teasers behind the boat because we weren't catching fish and I was wasting money, I decided, okay, I'm going to draw on everything I know from fishing, just like old Mr. Rapala did, with his little 4-inch plug. I'm going to find out what it is that attracts fish the most across the spectrum. And this goes for bass, trout, it goes for salmon, pretty much any fish. They're all attracted by flash, by light. They have to turn their heads. It's a genetic response. So I took these.
Hey, Al or Brian, can you close this door?
I took these. I went to Lure Jensen before they closed down, and I bought up a whole bunch of stock, and I started blending them in the different ways at my buddy's fish shed, and I'd go out to a swimming pool, and I would take a 10 180 fishing rod and reel out there on one side of the pool, and I'd take, my newly bent piece of metal to the other side of the pool, and I'd rip it across the pool, as fast as I could. And over a period of time, I added blades, and then I had to figure out, how to keep it running true, which is like, the tail of a kite and what that would take. So what I found out was the very first time I put it in the water, I was on a 30-foot Bertram, and the guys on there still considered me a novice. So I snuck my newly made kind of haphazard put together Rip and Who in the water and tied it off to the corner cleat. And I was sitting there right next to it because I didn't want anybody to know it was out. It was probably 15 minutes, and I could feel the pull on the corner of that 30-foot boat. And I pulled the teaser in, and one of the 12-inch blades was just crippled, and the fish that hit it was the 60-pound wahoo, hit the lure directly across from it. It was a matter of a second. So my first teaser lasted, 15 minutes. Yeah, and was disabled. But now everything is interchangeable. Parts can be put in, unclipped.
Hey, Chris.
Blades move forward.
Chris, can I ask you a question?
You sure can.
How can we get the teasers? You didn't tell us where you have them on your website, and would you please get that out?
You can contact me personally, Chris Witt, on Facebook. You can look up rippinwho.com. That website is up and running. The Hellraisers and the Rippin' Who's are on that same page. In fact, I just got back from sending 2 Hellraisers and 2 six-blade Rippin' Who's to Louisiana this morning.
Oh, Chris, let's try and describe this. I know basically what it looks like. You gave me one time, and I got it pulled off the boat. But Jim from Blue Sky Cabo, he uses those exclusively. And he's a very high-end charter, and he doesn't want anybody else in Cabo to have one.
I know. That's bothersome.
It worked out well.
About that.
And to describe it, it's everybody knows what a spreader bar is. So this, I guess, is a similar concept, but completely different design.
This is an inline inline teaser. It's just like say you had a squid chain. Only I just don't like squid chains.
Yeah.
I wanted something different that could do more than what squid can do.
And what's it made out of?
These are double-sided mirrored stainless steel. They are bent by machine. I bought the stamps and the machinery, and I have those done in
how many blades are usually on a stringer?
I have one setup that is a 4-blade, 9 inches per blade, setup with a 10-inch bicolored skirt, purple and pink right now, that trails behind the 4 blades. It's approximately 10 feet long, and then there's a 6-blade, 6-inch long blade version that is excellent for Dorado sailfish.
Yeah,
striped marlin.
Well, obviously, what they're made out of and how they're made, they're not going to be cheap. But if they work, then they're worth every penny.
They're like elite tackle, but they're something that won't be destroyed or have plastic. That's the one thing that bothers me about plastic and spreader bars and all that plastic, when it gets hit, it's part of the stuff out there that's, not going to go in the ocean, and that's what these turtles are going to eat.
Right.
I was just looking for an alternative, and everybody.
So basically, it's
crazy.
Somebody described it as like a chandelier they're dragging through the water. But we all know that big fish go after little fish, and if you've got some little fish schooling up, the big fish are going to come and get it. And that's how it appears to the fish in the water.
Well, the fun part about these Rippin' Who being 2 different sizes, each of the blades are put together. There's a 400 or 500 pound test monofilament 1-foot piece of line that is backed up on both ends by 300-pound stainless steel ball bearing snap swivels, and those connect to each blade. So even if a blade gets hit or damaged, it can be taken out. The next blade move forward. You still have 5 blades running, and the blades are replaced.
Well, normally when salmon fish, everybody knows what a flash or a dodger is, but there's a hook tied to the end of it. Do you ever put hooks on the end of your lures?
No.
It's just an attractor.
Too much terminal tackle. And if you have a fish of 600-700 pounds, something's going to give. Even though my swivels have been strength tested, it won't break until it reaches about 1,500 pounds on their machine.
So what you do is, if you're using bait or whatever else you're doing, you just throw that out behind the fishing.
Well, the bill fishing community didn't know what a spread is. When 5 to 7 lures spread out behind the boat, and the teasers are, I've seen people run them way, way back, and I've seen them running 15 feet behind the boat, which is what I do.
Well, what do you recommend for a trolling speed with using that? Because there is a lot of drag in the water.
the drag is on the Hellraiser. Ripping Hood has almost zero drag. Hellraiser has the drag where you think that you're, bringing in a Mack truck and you have to virtually stop the boat. And that's why it's a slow troll and deep drop type of teaser. But it's excellent for swordfish and for keeping tuna around the boat. So I've had guys in New Zealand, they went out there, a whole fleet of boats out there, and they wrote me and they said we were laughing so hard because we were hooked up just one right after the other, and there were 15 boats out there, hadn't got a bite.
Chris, we're going to have you come back, buddy. This is amazing stuff. Everybody just go to rippinwho.com, rippinwho.com. You can see how it works. You can order one, and we appreciate you listening. Thanks for being with us, Chris, and we're coming back.
We have something new and exciting for all fishermen and fisherwomen, from 5 to 12-year-old boys and girls to teenagers and adults. Join the Unreal Fish Tales Fresh and Saltwater Fishing Club to get an amazing 50% discount on all Unreal rods and reels, 40% discount on all apparel, and 30% discount on all Unreal mounts. This monthly Fresh and Saltwater video contest has a cash prize up to $2,500. Members who join our Unreal Fish Tales Club anytime this holiday season will receive a free Unreal Fish Tales shirt or hat of their choice. Go to our website at unrealfishtales.com to join. It's unreal.
Fish have tails. Do you have an Unreal Fish Tale to share? Unreal Fish Tales wants to post it. Go to unrealfishtales.com. Real is spelled with a double E. Join the club and win big money with your short videos. No matter what, you win with half price on all quality reels and rods, plus huge discounts and accessories. Perfect gift for anglers. Check out the website now at unrealfishtales.com.
The road stretches for miles in front of you, and with the Ram 1500, you'll be able to reach mile after open mile. It gets a best-in-class 25 miles per gallon highway, so your destination won't just be determined by your gas gauge, but by your gauge for achievement. And the Ram 1500 is the first ever back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Guts, glory, Ram. See your local Ram dealer today for great deals. EPA estimated 25 mpg highway based on V6 4x2.
A full-service fly shop, His and Her Fly Fishing, offers FFI certified international fly fishing instructor and guide service with Frank Selby. Listen to Frank as host of FishHuntTalkRadio.com or listen live Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on Sirius XM Radio Channel 211. Custom flies are handmade to your order in-house in Newport Beach. Fishing in Mexico, Belize, Florida, or the Rockies, Frank and the staff will deliver exactly what you need. Flies and gear. Google His and Her Fly Fishing. Alaskan RV Butler. Guiding, fishing, hiking, sightseeing, adventure. The Alaskan RV Butler. Like a cruise on wheels in the comfort of an RV. View the wonders of Alaskan interior, streams, ocean, and wildlife. Or fish for the big one, all while pampered by Mike, the Alaskan RV Butler. Mike's inclusive tours serve butter-drenched shellfish and mouth-watering steaks. Mike is your personal chef, chauffeur, guide, and planner. And for the real Alaska, contact Mike RV Butler at gmail.com. That's Mike RV Butler at gmail.com.
It's time for you to take a real fun adventure. Join a hosted fishing adventure to Alaska or Baja with the staff of Fish Talk Radio. Real Fun Adventures can book you on any adventure you desire. Bring your fishing friends or meet new ones. Fish Talk Radio gets the best deals from our sponsors to give you the best possible price. Real Fun trips are inclusive, easy, no-worry packages to the most popular fish grounds. Trips start around $600. Go to REELFunadventures.com.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan, and we've got a great segment coming up. And Frank Selby, who's more knowledgeable in this part of the world than I am, is going to be taking most of the show. But I'm sure you want to pay attention and make some notes. Make sure you know how to get in touch, and when you listen to the show, you're going to want to go. So, Frank, if you wouldn't mind introducing our guest.
Yes, the first thing I want out of my guest is to let him get out his website and how to get in touch with it.
Well, hey there, guys. This is Drew from Gallatin River Guides. You can find us on our website at montanaflyfishing.com. You can shoot us an email to gallatinriverguides@gmail.com or give us a phone call at 406-995-2290.
Okay, now, what's the best time to come up and fish with you?
You know, our whole summer season is awesome. Montana is pretty unbeatable in the summer. My personal favorite time of year to fish is kind of that late June through late July.
I like it right about now when the big browns start running in both rivers.
Yep, that's coming up here for sure. Starting here any week. Once we get some cold snap, this year's a little different. It stayed nice and warm through the whole beginning of our fall for the most part.
So you got a lot of grasshopper fishing this year.
It's been pretty good. It's been a great season for grasshoppers. Last year was prolific. If we could get years like that every year, our jobs would sure be a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I want to remind all the people listening in, if you're going to a new spot like Montana, and you're going to fish the Gallatin, you need to get a guide for a full day or a half day to learn the water, because if you don't, you're wasting 3 days trying to figure it out. Am I lying or am I dying?
I could not call you a liar on that one. It's definitely some tricks of the trade, some spots around here that are better than others, and fly selection is always huge.
Yeah. And right now, if I was there, I'd be skating a big blue dun size 10 or 12 across the Gallatin.
I like it. I'm trying to get those fish to come up and eat some stuff. That's always super fun.
Yeah. I have always done well on the Gallatin. I've only got maybe 3 fish double digits on the Gallatin, and I've fished it for years.
Yeah, I absolutely believe it. These fish, don't get as big as some of the other ones in the state, but what they lack for in size, they make up for in beauty. That's for sure. All wild trout in Montana, which is also awesome.
Yeah.
Well, does that mean they do not plant up there?
So not in our rivers here. There's a few reservoirs where they'll plant fish, but other than that, this is kind of, it's an ecosystem that, we stopped stocking fish in the late 70s in most of our rivers.
And there's still plenty of fish.
Still plenty of fish, lots of them.
My wife gets mad every time I don't get up there this time of year. Usually I always spend my birthday in Montana out of West Yellowstone. This last year and this year I had too much trouble to get up there. Next year I promised Bob Jacklin and you I will come up and get guided by both of you for a day. Bob always gives me a bad time.
I love it. We'll be sure to give you a bad time, too.
Okay, I like that. When I do something wrong, I want to hear it. I have a habit of not always listening, so Bob just used to kick me in the backside.
That's awesome. It sounds like most gentlemen when they want to learn something.
Yeah, and I got one more good question to ask you.
Yes, sir.
There's always a lot of them, but there's always one client that sticks out more than all the others.
Absolutely.
Do you remember the best 2 guides you had?
For me, the clients that stick out the most are ones that, we get past the fishing, right? We get into more personal lives, and fishing kind of almost becomes second. It's kind of like a secondary thing, and you start developing those friendships. For sure, we have. I have a lot of those clients.
Yeah.
Well, just a quick comment: is going fishing is not just about catching fish. You can't be anywhere that you can catch fish. It's not a beautiful place to be to start with. And with this pandemic thing, there's no safer place to be than on the water.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. You're outdoors. Up here, you're standing in the mountains. Social distancing is, that's why we fly fish, just to social distance. So it worked out really well.
So if some of the boys wanted to come up that's listening in right now, like Tom O'Brien, he loves Yellowstone, what would be the best time right after the first snow to come up and do a little fishing?
Sure, to come and try and chase some of those big browns coming out of Hebgen Lake.
I wasn't going to mention the lake, okay? Yeah. But
yeah, I think here these few coming weeks coming up in the fall are going to make for some really incredible fishing. We once this weather changes and we get little colder water temps moving into the lake from Yellowstone National Park. There we get a really cool. All the browns kind of move up from Hebgen Lake, and that's kind of one of your best chances at hooking a very impressive brown trout.
Yeah. The next simple question is, where is the best place to stay, or do you have a lodge that you use?
Sure. We don't specifically have a lodge up here in Big Sky. But there are a handful of different ranches around here that are spectacular. 320 Ranch, which is about 15 minutes south of Big Sky. Rainbow Ranch, which is about 5 minutes south of Big Sky. Lone Mountain Ranch, which is kind of just outside of the meadows of Big Sky. And then if you're not into the ranch life, there's also the Wilson Hotel up here and a plethora of VRBO places to stay up here.
Yeah, I know there's a couple little motels I used to love to stay, but that's been 10 years ago.
Yeah,
so, but you can tell them the best place to stay if they call and they're booking you, and then you can give them a couple of hints of where to stay.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I wanted to get out, because a lot of times you take off somewhere and you really don't know where to stay, and 4 blocks from where you were staying is where you should have stayed.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially up here in Montana, when everything turns out to be about an hour away, no matter how you shake it.
Yeah,
it's big country.
Yeah. So, how many guys do you have together now?
On our roster, we keep probably about 13, 14 busy all the time. Guiding in Montana is cool because most guides are independent contractors. So guides that we may not hire every day are still out there working every day, during the guide season. So even if they may not be, one of our what we call shop guides, they are highly experienced professionals.
Yeah. Well, in my day back there, if you had a single guide, you were 99% sure you were going to get an excellent guide. And I know still there's quite a few really excellent guides back there. And I'm probably talking to one of them.
I don't know. I manage a shop now. I had to step away from the guiding world a little bit, So I think there's better guides than me out there for sure. Those are the ones we like to hire.
Yeah.
Drew, give out that website again, if you would.
Sure. MontanaFlyFishing.com.
And how do people get to you? Do they fly into Bozeman, or how do we get to you?
Yep, flying into Bozeman I think is the easiest. It's about 40 minutes from Big Sky. Just kind of heading straight south.
Do you come
West
up in
Yellowstone Airport? How long of a drive is it?
From West Yellowstone, I'd say it's about 40, 45 minutes as well. It's going to be a smaller airport, a little harder to get into.
Yeah, I like it because I can fly right to Denver and then right on into West Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And
I've never dropped into the little airport there.
Go ahead.
I need to check it out one day.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I got to fly the last flight over Yellowstone National Park out of there. And what really scared me, the pilot says, "We're going to try to make it."
That's always what you want to hear, right?
Yeah. There was 3 fires going on in Yellowstone at that time. And I swear, in my mother's heart, we weren't 5 feet from the side of the mountain. We dropped, came across. My little heart went all the way out of my mouth. But the fishing in that area is probably some of the best fishing in the world, in my opinion.
Well, all you got to do is check out MontanaFlyFishing.com, MontanaFlyFishing.com. That's Drew from Gallatin River Guides, and this is Fish Hunt Talk Radio, and we're going to come back with some more conversations, so stay with us.
I'm the best jigger around. I'm on a jiggy, jig, 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 jig. Jig me up a walleye right now. I'm on a jiggy, jig, 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 jig. Jig me up a walleye right now.
We have something new and exciting for all fishermen and fisherwomen, from 5 to 12-year-old boys and girls to teenagers and adults. Join the Unreal Fish Sales Fresh and Saltwater Fishing Club to get an amazing 50% discount on all Unreal rods and reels, 40% discount on all apparel, and 30% discount on all Unreal mounts. This monthly Fresh and Saltwater video contest has a cash prize up to $2,500. Members who join our Unreal Fish Sales Club anytime this holiday season will receive a free Unreal Fish Sales shirt or hat of their choice. Go to our website at unrealfishtails.com to join. It's unreal.
Fish have tails. Do you have an Unreal Fish Tale to share? Unreal Fish Tales wants to post it. Go to unrealfishtails.com. Real is spelled with a double E. Join the club and win big money with your short videos. No matter what, you win with half price on all quality reels and rods, plus huge discounts and accessories. Perfect gift for anglers. Check out the website now at unrealfishtails.com.
A full-service fly shop, His and Her Fly Fishing, offers FFI certified international fly fishing instructor and guide service with Frank Selby. Listen to Frank as host of FishHuntTalkRadio.com or listen live Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on Sirius XM Radio Channel 211. Custom flies are handmade to your order in-house in Newport Beach. Fishing in Mexico, Belize, Florida, or the Rockies, Frank and the staff will deliver exactly what you need. Flies and gear. Google His and Her Fly Fishing.
It's time for you to take a real fun adventure. Join a hosted fishing adventure to Alaska or Baja with the staff of Fish Talk Radio. Real Fun Adventures can book you on any adventure you desire. Bring your fishing friends or meet new ones. Fish Talk Radio gets the best deals from our sponsors to give you the best possible price. Real Fun trips are inclusive, easy, no-worry packages to the most popular fish grounds. Trips start around $600. Go to REELFunadventures.com.
A full-service fly shop, His and Her Fly Fishing, offers FFI certified international fly fishing instructor and guide service with Frank Selby. Listen to Frank as host of FishHuntTalkRadio.com or listen live Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on Sirius XM Radio Channel 211. Custom flies are handmade to your order in-house in Newport Beach. Fishing in Mexico, Belize, Florida, or the Rockies, Frank and the staff will deliver exactly what you need. Flies and gear. Google His and Her Fly Fishing.
Used by fishermen who know where to get the best fishing gear around, AFTCO makes the highest quality fishing rod components worldwide. If it says AFTCO, you know you have a quality rod. Guy Harvey Clothing, the best outdoor clothing line anywhere, is also available through AFTCO. Longest lasting, functional, and best looking clothing you'll be proud to wear. Only the very best materials and workmanship. As soon as you put it on, you'll know the difference. Look for AFTCO at quality retailers or go to AFTCO.com.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan and our host Frank Selby, the world-renowned fly fishing angler. Frank, in the last segment, something came up and I wanted to ask you. Now, I know as a purist, you cannot do this, but what about putting a grasshopper or a cricket on a fly line?
I can remember a lot of that. Some of the famous famous fly fishermen did that. I got my first shot of old crow from my uncle at a very famous tire. And I got a penny for every 2 grasshoppers I caught for him to fish. And that was upstate New York.
Wow. And is it using a fly rod?
Was fly rod. And his wife was the world champion two-handed caster, and her name was Joan Wolf.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it should. And he was Lee Wolf. So the other thing I wanted to get out really quick before we get off the air, you're getting the condo down in Cabo back up to perfect order. And if
let me mention that real quick.
They can go.
I do have a condo that I rent out, and it is listed as a prime location, and it's a 3-story or 3-level. It's a master bedroom, queen suite, small bedroom, rooftop deck, and the greatest thing about it, it's 1 block from the marina. So you just walk right down and get on your boat. And that is available for rental at a very, if you get in touch with me and ask for a good guy rate, I'll give you a rate that's about half or a third of what you spend for just a hotel room. But, you can just email me, John at Fish Talk Radio, John at fishtalkradio.com. And
John, you also know a couple real nice boat rental places.
Well, that's the other thing is that I've been going down there a long time. I got a lot of friends, and I can get you a boat. Jim has a fleet of high-end yachts, anywhere from 35 to 50 feet, that are just impeccable, full luxury. You got a captain, deckhand, and a steward. Brings you your food, your drinks, bait your rod if you want, and you can lay down on the big queen bed in the front V berth and wait for your line to go off. But and then Gracie at Griselda's, her and her husband Dale have I think 5 boats, and for you're talking about fishing, trips and what it costs. You charter a boat in Southern California, a small one, you're talking, $700 to $1,500 a day. I can get you on a cruiser it'll take 4 people for about $300 a day. And you divide that up, and it's almost free.
Yeah.
And the fishing down there, it's always good. But this time of the year is probably some around the best. Usually October is the tournament season, and that's why they have it then. It's because of the big billfish, the marlin and sailfish, and a lot of times there's a lot of tuna just right out front.
Well, how do they get hold of you, John?
John at fishtalkradio.com.
Okay, that's not too bad. John at fishtalkradio.com, and that's going to wrap up this episode, folks. What do you say, John and Frank?
Oh, well, we got to go, but just remember 9/11 and those that first responders that take care of us.
Amen, amen, amen. Thank you for listening, folks. This is Fish Hunt Talk Radio. We'll be back next week.